All right, boys and girls, today we're working on a small block Chevy and we're adjusting some solid roll lifters. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually putting a charger on the battery, because as I use remote starter to turn the mode over, adjust the lifters, I won't decharge my battery and possibly kill it. Because there's nothing worse than getting done and not being able to start your motor up. So this will fix that problem. All right, now it's important to note that when you use your remote trigger, this guy right here, turn the motor over, that you disconnect it from your coil. That way you don't have any chance of your motor sparking up and turning over when you're trying to adjust your valves. So just remember to do that. That way you won't have any like oopsies down the road. All right guys, now we're in here. The valve cover's off. We actually see our valve train. Now I have a stud girdle right here. It's very easy to take off. It's just 4 bolts right here, which unclamps it from your nuts, and you can pull this right on off. Kind of inch it off. We're gonna do it really smooth, and voila, stud girdle is off. For your motor, whatever cam you have, you're gonna have a particular Lash settings. Mine happens to be a 0.018 for exhaust, 0.016 for intake. And I'm going to be using the EOIC method, which is exhaust opening and intake closing. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Watch the exhaust right here, because by your exhaust. Right, starts to open. See that? Starts to go down. Now you can adjust this. So I'm going to use my intake, which is the smaller number. Let's see that, and that's just probably pretty good. This feels just how it needs to feel. Let's take my exhaust. Now it should not go in there. If it goes in, yep, I can probably go just a little bit tighter on that. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to first break it free from right here, because it's a lot easier to break this free than the lock. So I'm going to hold this right here and take the lock and break it free just a little bit. I'm going to put the required filler gauge in there and just kind of barely get it in there. Do it so it's tight. And take the lock, and we're going to lock it down. All right, like so. Let's see how that is. And I'm going to cinch it down a little bit with this, get a little bit tighter, and let's see how that is. And that feels pretty darn good. So let's take the one that's for the exhaust, which is too big, and I can't push it in. And now we know that this one is set good. And that's the intake. So now we're going to jump our way to the exhaust. So remember, it's exhaust opening, intake closing. So intake's going to go down right when it comes back up. Right there. This one is now ready to be set. Go ahead and break this free. I like to always break it free first before I undo the lock. I'll use to hold this, doesn't get too far out of whack. Break it free. And you can see it's nice and loose. It's ready for us to adjust it. Let's see how this is real quick. It's going to be too loose. So we're going to put this in. And see how this right here is kind of fighting with me? Won't get me straight in there. This is what I mean. You want to go straight in at these. Put them straight in, and then by hand you're going to cinch it down like so, hand tight. Once it's hand tight, you go to the nut, hold it still, and you're going to take the lock and you're going to lock it down. Give it a nice good turn like that. Check it. See, getting in there. So I'm fighting with this. You want to make sure you get right there at that angle, like so. So now I'm going to cinch it down and check it again. Take it, cinch it down. I'm going to check it one more time. And it should be a little tighter. I believe in no go or go. So, yep. We're right in there. Let's do it again. Make sure we're not fighting at an angle like this. You want it to go straight in. Try it again, straight in. It's going straight in and out. So we're good to go. So I'm just gonna make sure these are nice and tight. Give one little bit of cinch. Tap it. Tap this one more time. And cylinder number 1 is done. Now we have 7 more to go. Simple. Well, she's all buttoned up. It's starting to get a little late, so I'm gonna fire up. Make sure she's all good, then drink a whole lot of beer. Damn, where's my keys? There they are. Whew. Keys. What are you doing, Tom?